Well, it's Wednesday morning, May the 20th, 2015, 9:25 a.m. We are off Highway 4, just north of the entrance to the Valles Caldera, which you should be able to see in the distance. I'm looking across Highway 4. We are up here to do a hike, not in the Caldera, but across the road. So this place, or this trail, is called Coyote Call, or if you want to say Coyote, that's fine with me. This is like returning to the scene of the crime, because we were out here sometime last year, I forget, and we got about an hour into our hike, and all of a sudden the skies opened up and we got into some serious lightning and had to make a mad dash back to the truck. So this is our first time back. We didn't complete the hike, so we're back out here to complete it. And this time, that experience caused me to order a lightning detector, which I have with me now. And even though it's supposed to be sunny all day with no chance of rain, that lightning detector's already gone off twice, so it must be some kind of a false alarm. Hopefully, because I don't see any clouds anywhere. Now again, there's the Valles Caldera across the street. And Marty and I are out here to do this hike. And Marty's the hike leader because he's done this before. I have not, other than that little short trip when the lightning ran us off. So
hike leader, I'm the hike leader.
There you go. So, get this thing taken care of. I think you get a better view of the Caldera across the way there. You know what that thing might be?
What?
I hope my GPS is not setting that thing off. Or this camera Wi-Fi. Don't know. Anyway, we're gonna head on up this direction. It's kind of a loop hike. Don't know how far, but we shall see. So we had to stop back there. Marty had a problem with his water bladder, was leaking. And nice cool day, cool morning, 62 for the high. Mostly sunny. In the beginning of the hike, Coyote Call. On the way up Highway 4 north from 550, ran into road construction in Jemez Springs and up around the Los Conchas Trailhead, so it took us forever to get up here. They're stripping the road, and I don't think they're going to be through with that until the end of summer. Yeah. Yeah. So we may not come back this direction until maybe fall. Give them time to get that construction over with. And this is supposed to be a 2-hike day for us. So if we get through with this one, on the way back down, we plan on stopping at Los Conchas and do that trail as well. So I moved my lightning detector down to a lower point. It's still going off, so it's got to be my GPS or my Wi-Fi here that's causing false alarms. So Marty carried it for a little while. It stopped going off, so I'm gonna have to give it back to him. Well, up here just a little ways, and you can see the Caldera from up here. Pretty cool looking. Alright, we're still on the Coyote Trail. You can see Highway 4 right down there in the distance, and Valles Caldera. Really beautiful day. And apparently the lightning detector is on Marty now, so, and it's not going off, so it's either my GPS or the Wi-Fi on this remote control camera setup. It's causing that thing to go off like crazy. I think we got started hiking at 9:30. We've been hiking almost 20 minutes with a short stop for Marty to correct a gear malfunction and to switch the lightning detector. So we're probably 3/4 of a mile into this. It's not supposed to be a long loop hike, maybe something like 3 miles or so, 3.5 miles. Well, you can see there's definitely burn scars. So I really don't know if this is part of a control burn. When we were out here last year, we didn't see any of this. Either I did and don't remember. So anyway.
There was a fence back there?
Yeah, some kind of fence. So we're starting to climb a little bit now. And I'm not sure what the elevation gain is going to be till later. And today I'm hiking a little slower because when we went up Whitewash, I was really huffing and puffing on that. That's what happens when you're an ex-smoker. Even though I quit 28 years ago, I still pay the price when I start climbing. Well, we had a little bit of climb to get up here. We opted to go on this hike to the left, so we're going to go clockwise, although you can go a different direction. If you get up here, you'll see this little rock cairn, and you're going to take a right for Coyote Call, and you can see the blue diamonds in the trees to mark the trail, and I believe those are there also to help cross-country skiers up here during the winter. Marty says we have an option of going up here a little ways to the left, check out an overlook, and then we'll come back down and follow those blue diamonds. We've gotten a lot of rain over the last month. So much rain that one forecaster said we may not even have a fire season this year. This is starting to look like a controlled burn. All these things chopped down, or maybe it was a burn scar and they're just getting rid of the stuff. But anyway, we've got a lot of rain over the last month. You can tell the ground is damp. And I don't think they'll be closing mountains and forests this year in June like they usually have done in the last 3 seasons I've been out here. Well, yeah. Well, apparently there wasn't an overlook up there after all, so we just went a little ways. Now we're going to turn around, come back down here and catch the Coyote Call Trail. So that's right down here by. You can see those blue diamonds on the trees there, which is marking the trail we're supposed to be on. Okay, here we are back on track. You can see how wet and damp the ground looks. Little puddles of water.
What's this?
Huh?
That could be a shoe.
Yeah. Here we are back on trail. Well, we just got back on the Coyote Trail, and I'm telling you, this is a serious burn area. And when we were up here before, this was all pretty well treed. And as I said earlier, I don't know if this is a recent burn from last year. Maybe we just didn't see it when we came up this far. But man, it will sure knocks the beauty out of a place. That's for certain. There's Marty way on up there. Shane, come back, Shane. I want you to look at this again, this burn stuff. It's almost seriously depressing. Hiking through stuff like this to see a forest burned up. Can't imagine a controlled burn burning this much area, but maybe it was. All right, still coming back down the Coyote Trail. The whole area is basically just burnt up. There's the Caldera through the burn scars here. Too bad you have to look at something so beautiful through something so ugly. And the trail that we came up on, it really is down there below that burn line. And it just comes back up and loops around. It goes north, then loops around and comes back south, which is what we are doing. So it turns out, we thought this hike might be about 3 miles, but I don't think it's going to be 3 miles. So, and again, the whole area is burnt down. So, not going to be the most picturesque hike. And again, this is in May 2015, so you might want to keep that in mind if you plan on coming out here to hike this thing, because this is what you're going to see. Well, it's about 10:30. They've been hiking about an hour. Gone about probably a little over 2 miles, and we finally got out of all that burn. And we're getting down into here so where we got some more green, thank goodness. Finally. Yeah, this is beautiful here. Looking for a place to get a shot of that Caldera. If we can get a clearing. The trees are pretty thick over in that direction. Well, stopped right here. Again, there's the Valles Caldera through more burn scars. And you can see, maybe, in the distance, right about in the middle of the frame. What is that, Marty, the visitor center?
What's that?
Is that the visitor center for the Caldera?
Yeah, that's the staging area. They call it the staging area.
That's the staging area for the Caldera. And
You go off to different hikes.
I know you can't see this, but let me move over here. Right in the middle of this shot, you can barely see the truck at the trailhead. So this has been a pretty quick hike. We still got a little ways to go and have to turn around and circle around and come back down that direction, but it's been very pleasant.
You're going towards Rabbit Ridge. That's Rabbit Ridge.
Marty says that is Rabbit Ridge up there. And we got out of that little green and got right back into all this burnt mess, so kind of a bummer. Hate to see forests get burnt bad. All right. Off we go, brother. Well, we're still coming down the Coyote Call Trail. A little rocky area here. You know, Marty, the reason I think this is a controlled burn, as much as I hate to think of that, but you know that, no, because when we came up here, there was a sign down the road about a mile or so, and it said, controlled burn area, do not report fire. So if they're controlled burning a couple of miles down the road, this could have been a controlled burn too. And I just don't remember hearing any talk of fires up here since we were up here. Even though honestly, I don't even remember what month that was that we were here. Got caught in that lightning storm. We would have?
Yeah, I think if we heard the mountain.
Yeah, that would have been a weird climb though. And if we're going to do Los Conchas, I don't think we had time. Well, just got to a point here where Coyote Call Meadow Walk is what we're on. And now it says Rabbit Ridge Scenic View, which I assume goes up that direction, even though the arrow's pointing to the right. So well, that's for another day, I guess. We got another hike to do. Well, just a little bit after that Rabbit Ridge sign, we're coming around this curve, starting back downhill, and the trailhead is right down there. So it probably will be somewhere around 3 miles. I think the highest elevation we hit was about just shy of 9,200, and we only had about 500 feet of climbing, I believe. I have to wait till I get back, check my track, but so it's just really a pleasant little hike. Doesn't take long at all. If you don't stop and have to deal with things, you could easily do the whole loop in an hour. But we've only been doing about 2 miles per hour. So I think the truck is going to come into view down there. So that basically has been this hike. Well, getting back down close to the trailhead. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So now we finally get a pretty good view of the Caldera from up a little bit high, not trucks right down in that direction. Definitely a beautiful morning for a hike. Too bad about all the burn scars. And there, right in the middle of the frame, you might be able to see the truck at the trailhead.
There's 4 cars that way.
Huh? Yeah.
See right across the bridge?
Yeah, I see them. So, like I said, this is May 2015. These burn scars are not going to heal anytime soon, so if you're thinking about coming out and doing this hike, you might want to reconsider, unless you don't mind hiking through burn scars almost the entire way. So, on my GPS display showing we're about 3 miles, but again, like I mentioned before, this is a Garmin 62S, and the display information is notoriously inaccurate. So rather than 3, the slower you walk, the more off the display reading gets. So at 3 miles here, I'm gonna say we're probably more like 2 3/4 miles, maybe even 2.6. So
Because it was just easy.
yeah, because we weren't in a hurry for sure. Now you should be able to see the truck, and that is the trailhead, and that is the hike. And you can see all that up there is either dead or burned, a little of both. So, nice little pleasant thing. It's 10 till 11, so it took us an hour and 20 minutes, but we definitely were messing around, so not a hurry on our part.
Recently became national parks.
Yeah, the Valles Caldera is now a national park reserve or preserve or something of that nature. They took it over, I think, a few months back or towards the end of last year. Anyway, that's this hike. We'll probably stop at Los Conchas on the way back and do that, even though I said we would never start a mountain hike at 11, which is what it's going to be. But the weather forecast is for clear, no storms, and we have a lightning detector, so we'll go ahead and do that since we're up here. Later.